How important is the entrance or the technique of grabbing the attention of people when you start your speech publicly? To grab the attention of 100 people, for instance, is not an easy job. Do you have some certain technique or some tips on how to grab the attention of people first? Like, do you make a joke? Or I know you do stand-up comedy, so is that some kind of some kind of technique that you use? Or how would you grab the attention of people to even start your speech before you start conveying your ideas? In order to like set the scene, you would have to grab the attention of people first. So I'm taking you a little bit back to like the basics on how to even start your speech. Could you start with that, please?
Yeah, sure. And it is very, very pertinent remark. Thank you, Sarah. And basically, when I did the public speaking training, we had like 4 hours only dedicated to how to grab attention. And basically, it depends on you. If you find a good method, you will use it. You will use it and reuse it all over. But there are 3 basically methods. First of all, it's the silence when you enter in a place or when you are on a scene, to be just silent, and everyone will watch you. Everyone will grab you will grab attention. Second of all, when you want to speak, by what you start? Do you go straight to the point, or do you do an introduction? And usually what we advise is to do an introduction. And what type of introduction will you do? Some people will quote someone. They will quote I don't know, a political figure. They will quote a literary figure. Basically, yeah, sorry?
Philosophers do have the biggest fans. Yeah, it depends on the speech as well, right? Or on the topic of the speech.
It depends on the speech, but you can quote. You can also make a joke, or start with a story, just as if you are with your friends. And this is something that I like to do a lot, even when I'm talking about very important topics. I will start to say, you know what, there was some day I remember this thing happened to me, and then you will link it to your story, to your speech, and it will
emotional
be a nice
linkage.
Yeah,
that's totally scientifically called the emotional linkage. Yeah.
And yeah, this is like my go-to favorite. Basically, I like to start with a nice story. It's called storytelling, basically. So it's emotional linkage. Or you can start with something very, very deep. You can start with something very something that happened to all the people that are in the room. For example, if something very, very grave happened to how can I say?
Like a terror attack, for instance, something that shares people in agony or in joy, or like when, for instance, France won the World Cup. It's something that relates to everyone, or something common.
Yeah, so something relatable.
Exactly.
So these are the 3 methods that we usually use in public speaking when you have to do a speech. But obviously, if you are with someone that is trying to hire you or something like that, it depends on the context. Sometimes you have to go straight to the point and to state what you are going to sell, what you are going to say. If you have to convince someone in 1 minute, you do not have time to do an introduction. But in an ideal world, if you have time, do not miss the introduction, because it's the introduction that makes your whole speech. So very important point, Sarah. Thanks a lot.